let's go into Champion Select. We'll see what they actually do decide on. I think that the TF will probably come in there at one point, but Loudamortis receiving the Amumu ban because he's gone back to his tanky, supportive jungler builds and just kind of shunned the new meta of the bruiser carry junglers.
I know that makes you very sad, Mummy, as well.
Yeah.
Because that was your champion of the day. Orianna also being taken away from Jintei. Let's see whether that's something he's been practicing up or whether it's something specifically towards them. And now we're seeing Nasus being banned out. That's the first Nasus ban for a long time I've seen. Zed being taken away from Nick Wu, of course, expected that. Does mean Nintendo X is maybe going to have to go with a different jungler. Do you think if they ban out Nasus, do you think they're going to try and first pick Volibear?
I mean, it's definitely a very highly contested jungle nowadays because he does fit that very tanky role that both Loudamortis and Nintendude will do sometimes. And I mean, I myself admit I've taken the Diamond Procs junglers into heart. I've been solo queuing with Volibear all day, and it shot me up. So I can't really complain.
Well, if that's the case, everyone would be playing Hecarim right now because that's what he's been playing this morning. But there it is, Caitlyn getting locked in, so they value that one as their first pick. And it also means they're taking Twisted Fate away.
Yeah, they didn't ban that TF like I thought they were going to do, so Jintei will just pick it up. They get that global pressure. This gives me a lot of hope for GGU because that's one of the strategies that they actually practiced a lot, going with the global pressure of that TF, and they make a lot of early tower dives, a lot of early game plays happen as soon as you get that level 6 TF. Your eyes bright up. Whatever lane you're in on that team, you're like, yes, now I have the advantage. I have the extra power. We can get vision. We can see any counter ganks that come in. So it's really one of those foolproof ganks because you get vision of the entire enemy team at the same time you get a teleporting champion coming in.
I'll tell you who's also his eyes light up. It's our camera, guys. When that Twisted Fate ultimate comes off, they're where's he going? Where's he going? Elise, of course, being locked in as well. Definitely a contested champion. Had a lot of bans so far in the LCS, and this time has managed to sneak through.
And on GGU, that can either be a jungle or a top lane because Nintendo really likes jungling her. As soon as you get level 3 on her, as a jungler, just having that many tools at your disposal feels so good. At that point, you have Repel, you have the CC with Cocoon, you can get in there, and then you also have a whole bunch of damage with both of your Qs for the execute. It's just a really good combination. You can throw out so many spells, especially when you have a laner like Twisted Fate who can set up a gank so well with a gold card stun. It puts a lot of pressure on that map, especially I was talking about the early game for GGU. It's looking really good so far.
Some may argue if you let loose a set of raccoons, then maybe you'll have good crowd control as well. Who knows? But Shen and Sona being picked there so far by compLexity. We're seeing some troll picks being selected by Good Game University. We do finally see Tristana getting picked in there, and I can tell you, because I know this because I spoke to him the other day, that Don't Match Me went from the entire level 1 to 30 playing Tristana.
Yeah, he said that was the first champion that he had, and he never had to change off it.
It was Brunch U.
Oh,
you
just tricked me too. I totally believed you.
Yeah, you were in the same room, man.
So they pair that up with Lulu, which is really nice because Tristana can push, or she's forced to push with her explosive shot. So what do you do when your AD carry is already going to be passively pushing? Get a Glitter Lance on top of that. You just shove really hard, put tons of pressure on that turret. Even though Tristana doesn't have the range early game, she has the wave clear and the shove, so you can still get in there and do a lot of damage. If you do go with that 2-versus-1 switch, then they can take down a turret pretty quickly as well.
Well, we've seen Diana being selected at the moment. MI8 discussing with his team what will they go with. They have the AD already locked in. Looking like it's may well switch to Kha'Zix, and it's going to be Rumble potentially being picked for Nick Wu in that top lane. We do see Brunchu. He's locked in the Kha'Zix for Chupa, we expect. Will it be the Rumble?
I always love seeing that because there's so much potential for the Chupa bloopers.
The Chupa bloopers, it's a phrase that's better, definitely been coined off some problems, and it's something that he's embraced as well. I think he's accepted, acknowledged that, yeah, okay, I get it. These things do happen. So final pick going to come out here. It's going to be, it could be a top laner or it could be a jungle.
That possibility is always there, like I said, with GGU. I think that's going to be Nintendo grabbing that for the jungle because he hasn't gotten to use it in a long time. But
Jace, maybe?
But Zion, wow. Did you really just do that?
That's what he played yesterday.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You snuck that in right before, so I was like, something fishy's going on here. But I'll give you credit. That was a perfect call. The last one sneaking right in there. You have a little walkie-talkie or something?
I got
Jad in your
Jad.
ear?
He's in my ear right now. He's telling me, he's like, Jace will come through. He's like stroking that crystal ball.
Trust me. So he does. It's going to be Zion with the Jace, and it is going to be Nintendo on the jungle Elise. Definitely keep your eyes peeled for the first Elise gank, because it should come out early, and if he can land his combo, both of these champions can actually set up ganks really well, both these solo lanes here. The gold card from TF, he gets that before 6, and then Jace can also jump and slow people. He can switch from melee to range whenever he wants.
So we'll see how this stacks up, of course. It's compLexity versus Good Game University. Both teams currently 4 and 12, I believe, looming at the bottom of the table. And you can see them on your screens. It is compLexity versus Good Game University. And who will take victory? Who will be cemented at the bottom of the table? We will find out in around about 30 minutes time, because the game is getting underway. It is the second game of the day here in the North American LCS on Super Sunday, I think it's safe to call it. compLexity as the blue team and Good Game University as the red team. Will we see any invades? As it is, GGU stacking up.
First off, I see 2 Explorer awards here. Nintendo went really deep in the utility tree as a jungle Elise, and so they have some very high potential for the early invades. They're walking in already. 2 Explorer awards, those things are great for the early. You can see they dropped one there in the side bush of this river, but the early presence by Loudamortis in that bush did see them slowly enter, so we'll see what they drop. compLexity looks like they want to counter with a free ward on the blue of their own.
Oh, the stun card comes out to Loudamortis. The cocoon comes in as well. Everybody jumps on towards him. The exhaust is down there, flashing through on towards the turret, and they do pick up the first blood. It's Zion Spartan that gets it. And the thing is, they knew they were there. Loudamortis saw them come around, just stuck a little bit too close. Wasn't expecting the gold card.
And he wanted to save his flash there. He used his taunt to try and get away. Didn't flash any of the stuns, didn't flash, so he paid for it with his life. I mean, Zion Spartan not hesitating. A couple of members flashing into a turret for that first blood. They knew they could get it, and they could get out with minimal damage. So really, a really big win right there for GGU, grabbing that first blood. The only thing now you're going to have to watch out for, the flashes down on both solo lanes for them. Jinte as well as Zion are going to have to play a little bit more defensively for the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, 4 summoner spells for first blood, and now in looking like compLexity may well go in aggressive themselves. They may be able to pick up another kill of their own. So they're going on towards Zion Spartan. There's the flash shadow dash, and now Zion Spartan, who just picked up first blood, he gets taken down by Chupa, and that was just simply 1 flash ignite used there.
So on the back of that, they're also able to take this blue buff, but they didn't send anyone top because they were going to go do this invade. So if we have the Lulu Tristana shove lane, hopefully he got his explosive shot and Lulu's got glitter lance. They can take a huge advantage right here, shoving the first few waves. It looks like he's just trying to last hit. He doesn't have explosive shot either. They should be shoving this and trying to get a large advantage before the top laner can get back.
Well, they didn't be able to get around the blue buff, so they're going to have to try and push something off it. So you can see, as don't mash him in blood well, they're trying to put pressure on the top, but you know, when you're only level 1 and 2, there's not a lot of pressure you can put on that tower. So it's Nintendo Next that's going to lose out. Surely he's had to smite down the red. He's just used that smite. So now Loudamortis, who's coming across to this blue buff, is going to take it as quick as humanly possible. Chupa's going to come around. It's going to get gifted to Chupa, surely.
Right, and you have to remember that the rocket jump was taken from Don't Mash Me. That's why he didn't have the explosive shot, because he went for the first blood. So not only did they burn all the flashes, but he also was forced to start rocket jump.
So Nintendo Ducks, we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on that one, see just how much he's going to get hurt for this. We do see, of course, a 2v1 stack in this mid lane. Brunchu, and it's going to be Chupa going in the top. He's going to be 2v1, but does have that blue buff, which, of course, is going to be massively important. It looked to me like they wanted to give blue buff to Zion Spartan for this bottom lane.
This is a really good start for Chupa, actually. With that blue buff, you can spam your void spikes. Even though it's not evolved yet, they still explode, and that's a good wave clear. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage, though. Way too aggressive.
Way too aggressive, and we almost saw a blooper coming straight out there from Chupa, and he has got that blue buff. He does not want to give that away so early on, and now trying to use those voice bites to get a bit of health regen going if he can get close enough to the minions. Jinte, meanwhile, in that mid lane, he's being pressured down. You can see MIA and Brunchu keeping on towards that turret, that the minion waves are being cleared out quick enough. Zion Spartan putting some pressure of his own on down this bottom wave against Nick Wu. He's keeping him down. Loudamortis is going to pick up his second buff. That's going to be the red going down, and we'll see whether he goes anywhere. Already used his smite on that red buff as well, so he's going to clear it out fairly quickly.
Yeah, and Zion Spartan still has another 70 seconds on his flash, so Nick Wu right now has the advantage. He's got flash and ignite. Rumble's early power is really large, so he could go aggressive. Chupa, though, kind of threw it all away there, took a lot of life in harass, and had to pop his red elixir early. We've got Nintendo. Here's the early Elise gank I was talking about, waiting in the wings. He wants to go on Nick.
He wants to go on him. He did use the Cocoon.
Oh.
The minion wave just came at the wrong time. And Nick Wu, more through luck than judgment, I think, stepped back, and that minion took a Cocoon to the face.
Yeah, a little bit of mistime there by Nintendo. For those of you at home who are trying to jungle, you can look at your own minion wave line to see where the other team's minion wave is if you don't have vision of it, and just make sure those things don't happen. That's really important. Something I use a lot when ganking Katarina lanes, because you don't want the minion line to come in. And Nintendo just makes his presence felt in that mid lane, trying to put some defense here. A Caitlyn Sona lane, such high poke, and they can put a lot of pressure, hopefully trying to answer for that top turret.
Let's see whether they go full aggressive here. They do get poked back, and immediately Chupa has to back away, so he's going to go back and buy Louder Morris. Will babysit the lane and get some lane tax, as it were, while he's gone. Won't obviously just protect it more than anything, won't shove it up there. Nick Wu, meanwhile, Zion Spartan is really keeping the pressure on here. He's got a 10 CS lead built up already. Did get first blood as well, remember, Zion Spartan, so he has that item advantage. You saw him pick up the longsword with the Fortitude pot, so he's definitely got a big advantage over Nick Wu. But first turret of the game goes down, and it's the top lane for Good Game University.
It's that combo of the Glitter Lance and Explosive Shot, shoving so hard. But Sona and Caitlyn not far behind. It looks like they want to answer fairly quickly, and Nintendo trying to clear out this minion wave as quickly as he can. Goes for a Cocoon.
Goes for the Cocoon. The stun card follows it up. That's a long time in the stun there. The Ignite's down. Jintei wants to try and follow this one. He's going to put a couple of shots. He's going to get the flash stun card. There's the wild cards to follow it up from Jintei. But now Nick, oh, Nintendo next. He repelled just at the right time there. You saw the Piltover Peacemaker come through Zion's part now. He just needs to shoot him one more time. Why didn't he turn around to fire at Nick Wu?
Nick Wu uses his flash there, socks him in the back, and they get another kill. It's 2-2 now. GGU with a large gold advantage and shoving back on this mid lane.
Where's the Twisted Fate ultimate? He's going down the bottom. He wants the kill, and he does get Nick Wu down, so gets a revenge kill. And they had to back away from pressure in the mid lane, so they actually gave up. They had 4-man stack in that mid lane, and they gave it up just to get that one kill on Nick Wu.
Jintei making a really good case for himself. We've seen a lot of these subs who perform really well have opportunities open up for them because of their subbing in the LCS. I'm looking at the TSM situation here, so Shifter might actually have to start getting a little worried.
I'm looking at the body language of Nick Wu there as well. He looked right down after getting killed out there. 49 to 45 CS between the two AD carries, and the BF sword popping into vision now from Don't Match Me. The Fortitude pot, of course, from Brunch U, it didn't get used up, so that's going to still be sat in his pocket, but it does mean he's going to fall behind in builds. So he can keep it in their pocket for a little bit longer. Banana Bush being warded out there. Nintendo Dex knows that. He saw it go down, so he's going to be watching which way he ganks in future.
I like the early Sheen pickup from Jintei after he's got those kills. It's a lot of burst damage here, and it's going to make his next gank that much better, because once you get into that lane, you get a gold card and your wild cards off. The extra burst from a Sheen could be the difference between a kill before your flash or a kill and allowing them to get away.
Well, Tear of the Goddess also picked up by Zion Spartan. We saw him successful on this chase with that poke that comes out with the Mirror Mana once he gets it stacked up. We'll see whether they're able to compel and keep doing that. They had Lux, of course. Was it Lux? Who did they have alongside it? It wasn't Lux, it was Caitlyn they had alongside him, which worked out. And here is Jintei. They've switched to the bottom lane, so they've moved the AD carries into the mid to try and protect it, try and keep Brunch U and MIA away from that turret. It's already very low, remember, in that mid lane. They were keeping the pressure on it, and now Nintendo Dex, he's hiding off in the wings. He wants to see if he can get any of that Cocoon action on towards Brunch U, or maybe he's going to set forth some raccoons.
You're never going to let me live that one down, are you? That would be an awesome ability, though. Come on.
Maybe it's something, right? Please, we could have that later coming on. Who
That'll
knows?
be a new skin. Okay, I'll make Rad some money. Anyway, I'm really impressed with Jintei's gall to go down with no summoners versus a Rumble, but Zion now going to take a lot of damage from Chuper making moves.
He hammers him back, but he's not going to get away from this one. Louder Morris will finish him off. Chuper picks up the kill, and all that aggression that he used there, Zion Spartan's just gifted back to them. And now Zion Spartan is in also trouble. Jintei, meanwhile, down the bottom. Equalizer comes out from Nick Wu. We're going to get Stan United. Shadow Dash as it comes across on that tower. Flame Spitter will finish it off from Nick Wu.
I just said how I was impressed with Jintei's confidence there, going bottom with no summoners versus a Rumble, and he immediately pays for it.
The confidence, well, it's not always a good thing, that's for sure. Don't match me in this mid lane. 64 CS to 70 of Brunchu, but we know that Tristana does become a stronger champion against the Caitlyn later on if they stay even pegging as they are at the moment. Meanwhile, Chupa, he's getting that free farm and he's just created for himself in that top lane, taking down Zion Spartan. Blue buff invade back on, of course. Remember, compLexity did take the blue buff at the start. Laudamonis takes it again now. Don't match me. He goes aggressive on towards MIA. Repel comes out. Nintendo Dex jumps in, but he's jumped into 3 members. Shadow Dash comes across there. He gets taken down. We're going to see Twisted Fate comes in. Jinte will pick up the kill, but he's going to have to run like the wind away from this one because Nick Wu comes in. The flame spitter's going. Zion Spartan hammers him away once again. He's trying to keep them up at bay, but Bloodwater now off the side. That should be the target they're going for. Nick Wu goes a little bit too deep on the turret there. He takes a 1, 2, 3 tower hits. There's going to be the glitter lance. Is it going to be enough to turn it around? Zion Spartan so low. Bloodwater could pick up the kill on towards Nick Wu. Can he get another glitter lance down? Yes, he can. The stun card comes out, and Jinte picks up another.
Laudamonis missing that tower right there meant that Nick Wu had gone too deep, a little over-aggressive. Brunch at the back pops his fort pot, but can't add much because he's out of mana.
Well, while that's all happening, you can see Chupa, he's worked down this top turret, so while compLexity may well have gone even in the score and kills, it does create an opportunity, and now it's 1-to-1 in turrets. Even in that gold, it's just 200 between the two, 1 turret apiece. Nintendo Dex tries to reply, they're going in for Dragon.
Not satisfied with that, GGU are going to take down this Dragon. There's a vision ward, or a sight ward that just got put over the edge, but there's nobody really to answer quite yet. It's going to be a little, it's going to be close. Smite Wars here from Laudamonis and Nintendo.
Smite Wars, I'm just trying to think when they last used it. You can see he's going to come round. It is going to be Laudamonis that gets it, but he didn't quite Shadow Dash away. He does this time, gets out of that pit and will escape unscathed, and that was a great steal from compLexity. That puts their gold lead just ahead a little bit more. Now we see the Flame Spitter again from Nick Wu. He is so aggressive on the Rumble, probably the most aggressive Rumble I've seen for a long time.
Yeah, so they both had Smite there, but Laudamonis with a slight level advantage, just 1 level ahead means he has that much more damage on his Smite. Still, you have to get props. That's very hard to outsmite someone with 1 level difference.
Especially when there's 2 people shooting at the same minion as well. Brunchu returns. He's got his Bloodthirster now out, so he's going to start stacking out. Hasn't gone for any boots. Berserker Greaves, meanwhile, for Don't Match Me, so he's going to be behind a little bit in the build in terms of damage, but he is going to be able to get around that map quicker, which is giving them problems, and now he's got down the bottom to face off against Nick Wu, but it looks like the mid turret's going to go down here. compLexity going to go 2-to-1 up.
Now they're ahead in gold. Nick Wu looking to make moves in the bottom, but he's 1 versus 2. As soon as he sees that Lulu in the background, he's going to pull back out.
Yeah, he just turns straight around. He built up all the energy to try and stop himself overheating. Just gets it perfectly primed for the max damage, but then out comes a little Lulu, cackling away with the laugh. Right now, they are going to 3v2 down the bottom. Don't Match Me taken down very low. The crescendo comes out. That hits on Bloodwater as well. He's dangerously close. Equalizer comes out. Wild Growth is not going to be enough. You're going to see the Flame Spinner picking up 1. Can he get 2? He's going to get stunned on the tower, and Nick Wu does go down. Jinte flashing in towards the tower. Does pick up the kill, but it's going to be the death of him. And now you can see Zion Spartan. He's going to come in towards MIA. The tower hit comes through. That's going to be another kill. It's Nintendo Dex. Oh, the shock blast comes out, and Brunchu gets taken down. Now Laudamonis is the target. Hammered in towards the repel of Nintendo Dex, and the fangs will sink in. They're going to back away from this one. They spot Chupa coming in. They don't want to get caught out of the Void Spikes, and now the Cocoon lands on towards Chupa. Here comes Zion Spartan. Can he get another shock blast on towards him? No, he dodges out of it. Chupa pops his ultimate, throws out the Void Spikes, and backs away to the turret.
Debonair Zion Spartan cleaning that up. He really brought that back for GGU. It's going to be a really, really bad situation, but now they're only 1,000 gold behind, and they're actually going to put more pressure on a Chupa behind this turret.
Well, they thought about going for it. Laudamonis is still there, and as soon as that shock blast lands, it does mean they're going to back off, and the turrets will equal themselves out to 2 apiece, and the gold still very close as well, just 400 separating, but it does mean the mid turret has been exposed, and you can see Good Game University trying to penalize on this one.
And Jinte's already got his Lich Bane completed, so he's doing a lot of damage. He can just eat up turrets. He can still move around the map because his ultimate is going to be on another 40 seconds here.
Yeah, Nintendo, you can see he's not going to back off them this one. He needs a little bit of help though. Brunchu and MIA can continue keeping the pressure on, and straight away, look at it. Acceleration gate, Zion Spartan, he's trekking it down there. They're too close to the turret. They're going to get caught out again. Nintendo goes aggressive. They're going to realize he repels in there. Crescendo not quite ready. Brunshu's going to get taken down before he can go damage on towards MIA. And now MIA is in trouble. Glitterlance comes out. There's the Shock Blast. One more shot. It's a double kill for Zion Spartan.
We might be seeing a lot more jungle Elises. Nick Wu comes in with a good ultimate, but they won't be able to chase him under the turret.
Well, Bloodwater's left alone at the moment on this turret. Not too sure if they want to continue, but Jintei, he's now pushing the mid lane. Don't mash me. He's pushing the top. They are push pressuring good complexity all across the map.
This is that global game that I was talking about GGU practicing, why they really like that TF pick and why people have been banning it against them. They have the global pressure here. There's shove lanes with the Tristana and Lulu. They can push all areas really quickly. Now they're going to go for a blue steal.
Well, there's the Manamuni being picked up. Don't mash me. Coming around here, Laudamortis. He comes in, gets the smite. It's like, get the hell off of my blue. And not going to let you have that one, Jintei. Not going to have the cooldowns much longer. Still yet to have a blue of their own. Their own one has spawned, though. Chupa back in this mid lane's clearing out. Let's have a quick stock of what's happened. We can see the two top laners. 5-3-2 for Zion Spartan, 4-3-4 for Nick Wu. Zion Spartan, of course, got first blood right at the start of the game. 2-0 for Chupa, 4-2-4, though, for Jintei, and a big difference there. More importantly, Nintendo Dex as the two junglers. So you can see 0-1-7 for Laudamortis, 1-1-5 for Nintendo Dex. They've both been everywhere on the map.
The big thing you have to note too is that Chuper skipped a tier, which is a common pick for Kha'Zix, so the blue buff even more important for complexity. Even though GGU weren't able to steal away the blue buff, they forced Smite to get it, so they still effectively denied it from Chuper. Now Brunch gets caught.
Yeah, he got caught. The cocoon was there, and that's going to be enough to finish him off. It's Bloodwater, unfortunately, that picks up the kill. The support getting it is never the greatest, but they can't argue. MIA taking a shock blast to the backside as well. It means he's going to have to back off from this one, and I don't think they're going to hold this one. Nick Wu trying to use everything he can. You can see he's got his ultimate back available. Will he use it to try and defend it? No, it won't. Don't Mash Me takes down another turret. 4-2 in turrets. Laudamortis trying to split push this top, as you do with Shen, but unfortunately for him, Jintei is there ready and able to defend it.
Jintei also with a semi-global. He can't get quite all the way to a team fight if it was at the inhibitor turret, because TF's got a range limit, whereas Shen can just go anywhere his teammates are. But it looks like Laudamortis is not going to continue the pressure, and he's going to go back and purchase, join the rest of his team.
Actually got prevented almost from back in there by the wildcards, just unbeknown to Jintei. He's just going to clear out the top waves. Let's have a look at the CS. Big difference here. Zion Spartan versus Nick Wu. 69 CS to 107. A 40 CS gap built up there. Really is a big difference between the two. Actually, that's a 50 CS gap. I can't count. No, it was 40. I was right. God, why do I question myself? I do sometimes wonder. The AD carries, though, they are bang even right now. 121 to 120, 0-2-4, and 2-3-3, though, does give them that gold slight edge to Brunchu. That is the only saving grace right now, because all the other lanes are winning out, apart from the jungler. Laudamortis is just slightly tipping Nintendo Dex.
So the time bombs that we're looking for each team is Chuper for complexity. He wants to get to his second evolution. That's going to be a huge power increase for him. But on GGU, Don't Mash Me is looking for an Infinity Edge, and he actually just hit that point. So they're ready to do a team fight. When he gets down there, that's going to be a lot more damage, because he has actually maxed his rapid fire. So it's already level 5. He's got the attack speed steroid. He doesn't even need that Zeal yet.
And the Dragon being picked up by GGU. They couldn't compete in that one because Chupa had taken too many shock blasts. And now we do see the ultimate coming out. Oh wow, it's going to be Jintei going full on aggression on towards Brunchu. Used his ultimate though, tries to protect it. Ace in the hole comes out, he flashes, he gets caught. And that's going to be Crescendo hitting Nintendo Dex. He goes down as well. Chupa manages to pick up the kill, gets the reset. Don't Mash Me being chased away. Instead, they turn, they're going to push straight up mid.
A little overextended right there for GGU. They don't have anyone to soak up enough damage, and they got caught out. A great crescendo there by MIA, and they're able to take down Jintei and Nintendo so quickly that Don't Mash Me didn't have time to make that Affinity Edge useful.
And it's going to be surely the inner turret going down. Laudamortis just taking one hit away from their minions. They're going to keep the pressure on. The shock blast keep coming around from the side there. Bloodwater's trying to do what he can to keep them away. Zion Spartan with their shock blast, they're going to keep working him down, but the turret has gone down. They're going to try and run up towards the top there. Chupa didn't want to take that shock blast because he is doing a lot of damage now, and it's going to keep on stacking. They do take away the red buff though, and they are all going to back away because they have to deal with Don't Mash Me pressuring this bottom lane.
Chuper really happy with his decision to go front-end damage, getting a Brutalizer instead of the tier right there. Able to burst down people. He does a lot more, and the cooldown reduction from it helps a lot too since he's been denied those blue buffs.
So let's take stock of the situation. 11-11, equaling kills. 4-3, very close in turrets.
Oh my
goodness. Just 1,600
Take a look at that,
gold
Chuper.
between them. We're just looking at
Shot
Chuper.
that one out.
Whoa! Chuper has gone for a tower map.
That's a buy I have not seen in a long time, especially on a Kha'Zix. I like it though. Chuper is known for his unorthodox builds, and he has not shied away from it. He embraces the Chuper bloopers. He also sticks with his strategies. He thinks that he has a lot of burst potential with that because you can activate it right after an auto attack. It does a lot of damage itself, and that's also AoE, so we'll see if it pans out here. He's already 3-0.
Well, we'll see indeed. It's definitely an interesting pick. I don't think I've seen the tower actually used in competitive play in a long time either. Other than the day he used to stack like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, like a Gangplank is only the recent one. Here we go. Spartan wants to fight with Louder Mortis here. Early Ignite.
Well, you got to think it's jungler versus top laner, and here comes the stun card. That's Louder Mortis getting picked off. Can they try and gain something from this one? They're on a 4-on-5 situation. Can they pressure down the mid? Can they pressure along the top? Remember, they'd already shoved the lane of minions, and it does mean the Good Game University, with that pressure, with that advantage in gold, are going to keep on pushing through.
That is the one ace that compLexity were holding. They had the split pushing potential of that Shen. Now it's already taken out, and GGU are going to press their advantage. They're shoving the mid lane and then sending all 5 members down to this bottom. We've got 10 more seconds on Louder Mortis, so this is going to be a lot of free damage. Nikwu sees this, uses his ultimate to clear out the wave.
Yeah, has to put the equalizer down, keeps them at bay there. Wasn't sure whether maybe Nintendo Dex was going to sit around the side and try and create an opportunity, but instead compLexity have had time to react to this because that equalizer was used, but it is on cooldown now. So we're going to see whether those shock blasts can start making differences. Of course, the Muramana has completed, and it does mean that the pressure coming out from Zion Spartan is going to be heavier and heavier. I'm surprised he's actually doing it from so far back. I thought he'd do from just above the tower there.
Yeah, and it's interesting because GGU, they're ahead right now, but no members of their team are building very tanky. So if you get caught in a crescendo, the CC will be enough for compLexity to take out any one of GGU that does get caught.
And here they go, they're going to jump in as Nintendo Dex was the target, but the Wild Growth gets popped on him. That's a very large spider as he repels back. Now comes back in there. Jintei's taken incredibly low. Don't match me. He's going to get focused on. But the damage is actually being hindered back there. The hammer comes out from Zion Spartan as he flashes away. There's a ward in the tri-bush. They should get vision. But they do manage to use that shockwave. The acceleration gate. And they just run away from the damage. Nicely played there. Good execution from compLexity. But even better evacuation from Good Game University.
Yeah, GGU using that acceleration gate. That completely saved their butts. They got the cooldown of Louder Mortis. Stand United off now, so they have a little bit of breathing room. He does have it leveled up twice already, though, so it's only going to be 130 more seconds before they're able to use that again.
So, as it stands, let's have a look. Big differences from Louder Mortis to Nintendo Dex. Look at the gold difference stacking now. It's 1,600 between those two. But turn that back around, and you've got a 2,200 gold difference between Zion Spartan and Nikwu. That is a huge jump. There's an 1,800 gold difference, it's a 1,600 gold difference between Jintei and Chupa. And, well, the AD carries, they're actually fairly close. It's only 600 between those two.
So what happened between the jungles and the top lanes here is that compLexity has a split-pushing top, or a split-pushing jungle who's been in the lane more often. So really we should be comparing, I guess, Louder Mortis to the top laner because in the second half of the game, he's basically been a laner himself, getting all those lane creeps, whereas Nikwu's been sort of starved by that, forcing to fend for himself in his jungle.
Fend for yourself and hold the turrets as long as you can because Good Game University are starting to gently knock on the door. Not exactly going in full knuckles, but definitely a slight rap on that door, and you can see they have a good defensive potential though, compLexity. You can't really push in against the Shen so heavily because he could catch you out. There's an equalizer from Nikwu, so it's going to have to be very tactically played here from Good Game University, and I feel them shock blasts coming out from Zion Spartan are going to play a key role.
They have got a high poke potential here. A blue buff on Jace is really important for this team because he can just keep on shooting out those shock blasts. They're not doing ridiculous amounts of damage right now because the Sona Aura and the Sona Heal are keeping them sustained for compLexity, but he does land a good chunk right there onto MIA, and you can see the damage on a non-armored target.
Well, it's almost like an Aram style because you've got the wild cards and the shock blast. You have to dodge between there and trying to throw it back. Brunchew's trying to do what he can with that pilt over Peacemaker. MIA keeps getting caught by those shock blasts though, and you can see he's already taken low. Dragon has spawned, and you can see that's where everybody is suddenly making a mad dash towards. And who really wants to fight for this one?
So the Oracles just ran out for Bloodwater, but they had already cleared out all the wards, so they're forcing compLexity into a bad spot. A nice shock blast onto the back line there. They don't decide to follow up, though.
Absolutely. Count 3 of them there. The shock blast again, and it's Brunchew that eats it to the side. And Laudamortis, he's trying to cause a problem. Remember, he managed to outsmite last time. He has got a 4-level advantage over Nintendo Next. That's a big difference in smite, which is why I think GGU not even going to start initiating this Dragon.
Laudamortis with the Sona Aura has almost 200 armor, so he wants to take every single shock blast.
Oh, they tried to fake a base race, I think. They went all running down that bottom and then suddenly realized, hang on guys, we've just left our middle exposed to a massively AD stacked Chupa on Kha'Zix and Brunchew on Caitlyn. This is definitely a race that I'm not sure if we can win.
And compLexity did a good job of stalling out till the Shen ultimate is back up. So now, again, they've got the advantage of that Stand United. Laudamortis can continue getting that ridiculous farm. In the bottom lane, there's the ultimate from TF.
Where's he going to go? He's going in towards the red buff, and then you can see immediately the shock blast comes in. Jinte goes in, goes twisted face straight away, puts the ultimate down, and Zion's Barnes thinks, oh no, Zion's Barnes gets dropped by Nick Wu. But while that's happening, Chupa has been taken down. Nintendo Next, he's going to repel. Is he going to die for Nick Wu? No, didn't quite get vision of him, and it's just a 1-for-1 trade mid laner for top.
Ooh, little bit late there on that Zanyas. Took a large chunk of his health before he was able to get it off, so he had to back out, and they actually traded 1-for-1 there. But Laudamortis did use his Stand United as well, so that's a good cooldown. Now he's just going to solo that Dragon because Chupa got exploded so quickly, he didn't even teleport up.
Well, the thing with Chupa, I mean, while he's built pure damage. He's not got any defense in there. Normally you see, obviously, the like you say, the tier in there, and he's just going to just bait him and just go across there. Hasn't gone for the giant spell, hasn't got anything really, so he's going to jump in and just get exploded.
And he's not shied away from his Tiamat build. He's like, I'm going all the way with this. We're turning that sucker into a Hydra. It's upgraded now. So he's got lifesteal, and then in an AoE when he does set that off, or when he auto attacks. Maybe he's looking for the sustain there, even though he's so squishy. We've seen him get bursted down from 100% to 0 already.
Yeah, we'll see whether he continues. Remember, Zion Spartan's kind of in the similar boat, really. He's finally upgraded his boats, and Good Game University going straight on towards the Baron here. They're going to get spotted because compLexity just coming in from the side, and immediately that does mean they disengage from the Baron. Acceleration get used. Bloodwater with that Oracle does clear out the ward the moment they spot it. And now Brunchew, it's safe. He's going to go back to Wraiths.
That little call right there was probably made by Nintendo because he just saw Laudamortis use Smite on Dragon. And he's like, oh, well, we got the little window here. Laudamortis' Smite could be down, is down. I just saw him use it, so maybe we can sneak a Baron. They don't have vision. Turns out compLexity show up, and they decide to pull back out.
It was an incredibly small window as well, but look at the difference now. Laudamortis 15 to Nintendo Dex's 11 because he's had all that split push. We do see the Baron getting aggressed on by Bloodwater, trying to get a little bit of poke back on towards MIA as he goes in with that Oracle to clear it out. Don't Mash Me almost getting caught out there. Has to rocket jump away from that one. You can see the ultimate coming out from Nick Wu. Going to try and catch him down. Snipe comes in. He's going to get stunned down. You can see the wild growth. He does get caught down. Now Nintendo Dex is in trouble. Can he repel in time? But he's got nowhere to go. He's just going to get sniped down. Does repel, but he's just going to drop down and die. The Flame Spitter still running, and the execute comes out from Chupa.
You cannot get caught out like that, especially when your whole team is building damage. Elise is not tanky yet. Nobody can really take those hits. 2 people get caught for the price of 1 right there. A little whiff on that crescendo there.
Just a little.
A little bit. That was not even close, but nobody's going to dance to that tune.
Nobody's going to dance to that tune. They are going to go towards the Baron. They're not going to go start the fight, though. They don't feel they're strong enough. Bloodwater bravely clearing out those wards. Just thought about, hang on a minute, let's just step back a moment, and do manage to take account of the situation. But it is a 5-on-3, so Good Game University are still pushing.
they still feel like they have a lot of power because each member has built damage, so they feel like, I'm really strong right now, guys. I'm really strong right now. They just have no one on their team who can take any damage. They can dish it out. They just can't take it.
Nick Wu's backed off. What's he going to do? You can see him scratching his head. He's kind of pondering what build to go with next. It does look like he's got himself a brilliant pot to go with those Sorcerer's Boots, Ryla's Crystal, and Leandris. Meanwhile, Laudamortis has been split pushing like a champ so far. He's up to level 16 down the bottom here against Zion Spartan, who's going to keep the snipes coming in. Jintei looks like he wants to get in position. They know if they can single someone out, they can cause a problem. They've already called out Amortis once. Can they do it again? Meanwhile, Don't Match Me, he's up in the top lane. He's getting a good bit of farm on. He did just get caught out a moment ago. He's got that Infinity Edge now built up, trying to get the Phantom Dancer. On the other side, Brunch U, he's got that Bloodthirster, already got the Phantom Dancer in there. Almost got the last whisper, and Laudamonis has been caught out, just like I mentioned. Got caught before. He's going to go down. It's a matter of time, and it's Zion Spartan that picks it up. What can they create from this?
It's exactly what they're looking for. Using the TF ultimate once again. Laudamonis really hasn't been expecting that, and they've caught him out twice. This is going to be huge for them because the late game Tristana is going to be so dangerous. He's got the last Whisper plus Infinity Edge combo right now, and like I said, he maxed that rapid fire first, so he's got plenty of attack speed with it.
They've got a 30-second window here. Can they get the Baron down in time? They're going to rush straight towards it. You can see they're going to try and put the wards out. The Oracle on Bloodwater, he's going to be able to clear out everything the compLexity have down there, and they are going to collapse in towards it. 15 seconds now. Remember Laudamonis, he can just ultimate Stand United in on any member. The second he spawns, he will be there. And compLexity playing this brave, playing it clever. They're going to push up. Will they get collapsed on by GGU?
The other thing with Laudamonis, he bought Home Guard boots. So if he stays in that fountain, uses his ultimate from the fountain, then he could come in super speedy. It looks like he's leaving the base right now, though, just walking out. So we won't have that speedy Shen teleporting in.
And compLexity do manage to shove it right up to the inhibitor and back away. So well played. They bought themselves time there while Laudamonis had been executed, and all the ultimates almost coming back there. Still Jintei, his ultimate's not available just yet, so expect to see GGU just waiting around a little bit longer. Don't Match Me clearing out, picking up that red buff. So we do get a reset situation. What are we looking at here? If we get to a 5-on-5 situation, obviously it's all about who engages the best.
I'm just always going to have my eyes on Chuper because this interesting build, I can really see the synergy between two items now. Okay, so they're really weird items for him. He's got a lot of AoE armor shred though, because every time you deal physical damage with a Black Cleaver, you're going to get that 5% armor shred stack, and he's looking at the Ravenous Hydra active as another source of physical damage, so maybe I see a little synergy there. It's still a very unorthodox build, and I like what he's going for with it, so I'm kind of rooting for the new guy here.
Rooting for Chupa to make sure he doesn't make any more bloopers. He's a 4-1-10 right now. Jintei 5-3-7. Has been using that Twisted Fate to his advantage, zipping around the map, trying to cause problems as many as he can. But Laudamonis continues. He's now at level 17, still the highest level on the map right now. Zion Spartan's at 16, just one behind him. And now Chupa going up towards that top. He's going to keep the pressure on. He's going to push towards it. The ping's actually going down in the jungle. Twisted Fate using his ultimate just to spot out where they are. They didn't have any vision in their own jungle, and he is just going to go up towards the top and try and clear out the wave. They're still going to push him for this one, though. It's a dangerous situation. They're 4-on-5, but Stand United is up.
So it's a good thing for compLexity if they can just keep GGU here, because TF's ultimate's down, so it'll be hard for them to get caught. And they've got Shen split pushing in the bottom. You can see right now they don't want to be engaged upon. They're just trying to kite around GGU and waste their time.
Now wasting their time. Remember, of course, they do have MIA, so he's going to just keep giving them that little burst of speed along with Zion Spartan's acceleration gate to give them chase. Still no Shirelias on either team, so they're not going to be able to chase it that way. And now GGU actually in a very good position to start off Baron if they were to realize it, because there's no vision around there.
Yeah, they always have to worry about the Laudamonis Stand United coming in on a Chuper though, and Chuper just jumping in there, getting his AoE armor shred down. Maybe they'll focus him and just blow up Chuper before the Shen would get there. It would be a huge win for them, but they decide to push middle. They have to force something soon because Laudamonis just took another turret.
Just took another turret, equaling things to 4-4, and they are going to push in towards the middle inhibitor turret. They realize that he's still down there. He hasn't used his ultimate, Laudamonis. He's going to continue pressuring. They have to either deal with it. They've got to either create pressure on the inhibitor, or they're going to lose this inner turret.
They've wasted so much time. Going over by Dragon right now won't really force much. Laudamonis does pull back because he has no wards, and he doesn't want to get caught out again. He's already been caught out twice, so at least they let up the pressure there. But there's a huge minion wave on this bottom turret that's just dying right there, and that's a lot of wasted golden experience for GGU, while Laudamonis goes and take another dragon, some more free global gold for them.
And he also hits level 18 first. We did just see the repel coming out from Nintendo Dex. He wanted to get vision of that Baron, so making use of the champion's abilities to get vision there. And he also goes up towards the top and keeps things cleared. See for the pressure in this top lane. Don't Match Me Gotta be aware that he can get caught out by some flash situations. Ace in the hole will get used to try and knock him down, but he's not going to be too worried about that. Bloodwater comes back in to shield him up. He's going to lifesteal it all back. Red buff is being picked up by Loudermornis, so we'll see whether he continues to keep coming in and engaging, or whether he's just going to carry on split pushing.
What I'd like to see is a red buff pickup, then recall back to town and ult on either a Trooper or a Rumble and get in there quick with a speedy Shen to land a very nice taunt, because there's so many squishy members of GGU. If he's able to taunt Jinte, Zion Spartan, or Don't Mash Me, they can easily take out that target.
Looking at the two AD carries, you've got to feel the damages with Don't Mash Me now. We've got to, he's up to what, level 16 and level 15. Obviously got that one level advantage, but more to the point, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper, he is going to chunk down any member of that team, including Loudermornis.
That is the holy trinity of AD items. Once you have that combination, you just put out so much damage, and there's not a lot that any member of compLexity could do. Loudermornis is going to do his best, though. He is one tanky Shen right now. He's extremely farmed. Like you said, level 18 already, so that means all his abilities are maxed, including that feint, which is going to give him 250 damage absorbed.
Well, the irony is we just saw Zion Spartan shoot the banana bush. There was two of them in the death bush within walking distance of him, but they did all back away. Balls of steel for compLexity now, so everybody backs away from that Baron pit. They realize that they're not going to go for it just yet. They see Jinte way down that bottom, so everybody continues the farming Baron dance. Now we have Runic Bulwark completed by Loudermornis. That's going to be helpful, especially towards Nintendo Dex and Jinte. And let's look at Nintendo Dex. He's gone with obviously the normal jungle build rather than some of the aggressive jungle builds we've seen in the European scene. We've seen some very high AP builds actually coming out of the jungle, but he's gone with the full support. Yeah, he's trying to shore up their weaknesses of no real tank, and he's going for that Aegis of the Legion next to try and give everybody on the team a little bit of resistances. But they still don't have that huge HP tank like Loudermornis is for compLexity right now, and it's going to be very dangerous, even though they have that Tristana fully stacked right now, the 5 stack rapid fire, plus now he's got lifesteal on top of all the damage he's going to be putting out, so he's actually really slippery to catch in the late game, because not only does he have rocket jump, but he's also got his ultimate. Everybody continues to farm, continues to buy. What is the ultimate situation that both these teams are looking for? Because they're both, neither wants to fight, neither wants to engage right now. Everybody seems to want to buy just a little something else. It seems to me like GGU have a little bit better of an endgame plan, whereas Chuper's build, to me, is kind of lacking some focus. That's a pleasant way of saying it. Oh, they're caught out of position. GGU going to rush straight up mid here. They're going to get this inhibitor turret. They can't react to this one. They're going to say, oh, let's try and turn to Baron, but that is going to go down so quickly at this end stage game, and it's going to be an inhibitor gone. They're going for Baron. What are they doing? They're visible. Twisty by ultimate. They're just going to go straight through for the Nexus turret here. They're going to get one Nexus turret down. Loudermornis comes in, but he just gets jumped around. The ultimate from Don't Mash Me forces him away. You can see Bloodwater. He gets taunted on, but it doesn't matter. It's a Nexus turret down, and GGU hit and run. You don't give a base race to a level 7. Oh, 17! Tristana does go down. The snipe comes out. Jupa's going to try and follow his ultimate. We'll give him a little burst of pace, but the glitter lance is there. Can he get on towards Nintendo Dex? No. He repels, but where's he going to? He's going to come back down. Why did they just ignore him? His flash comes out. They don't quite land the crescendo. Jupa continues to chase. His jump isn't available. And now Nintendo Dex, he's doing a run for the money, and he lands the cocoon. Can he still get away from this one? He has. He's got away. I don't believe it. Nintendo with the great escape right there. Nobody follows up on him. He goes up into the rafters, and nobody tries to chase. They're going to see if they can take a Baron down, but they're also low. That Shock Blast is going to be worrisome because Chupa has no health if that Shock Blast lands. He's got a Giant's Belt on there. They've all stacked out Giant's Belts. They're trying to get in the Baron quick, but them Shock Blasts, they're going to keep landing. The wild cards, they're going to come in the side. There's so much damage getting poked from left and right. They're going to see if they can get the Baron down. Baron down for 1,500. They've got it. Loudermornis confident in his smite right there. He's level 18, and there's no Nintendo around to even try and steal it. So they do continue on with that Baron, and they actually end up getting it, even though they traded their mid inhibitor. Well, this game continues to be carrying on a wave. There's nothing for a long time, and suddenly it all happens at once, and we're back to farming. So much back and forth. Now we'll have to see what compLexity do with the Baron buff, because that is huge. At this stage in the game, that small advantage will mean everything in a team fight. You saw how quickly Don't Mash Me was able to explode right there. So if they're able to catch him out of position,
and take him out, that's the biggest threat that there is on GGU, and compLexity can easily win a team fight after that.
So we see the blue buff being given across to Zion Spartan. He's going to try and keep that poke going. With compLexity, will they get caught out from the side? No, they won't. That shock blast kind of is a big open invitation to say, hi guys, we're coming. Jintei, of course, does have that ultimate. He could go aggressive, but instead, they're up against a Baron team, so it's time to defend for GGU.
So GGU, now, at least they do have an Aegis of the Legion. Nintendo's completed that, so everyone's got a little bit more resistances. And they're looking for a counter to Loud Immortus with Don't Mash Me, trying to build up a Blade of the Ruined King. Very good counter to a very high HP tank, but it might be too late. He's only got it at a Cutlass right now, and until you get that large Combine cost completed, it doesn't get percentage health damage.
The poke still coming through. MIA eating the shock blast there. The harpoon's not quite landing from Nick Wu, and there's little explosive spiders. They keep coming through, but Loud Immortus eats it, no problem. Doesn't even do any damage to him, I don't think, there.
I like how Chuper did upgrade his ultimate, though, so now when he does get in that team fight, he's a little bit more bruisery, and he's going to try and take advantage of the lifesteal that he got with that Hydra build.
Well, it seems to me that GGU, they're happy to hold them here, because look at that creep wave on that bottom wave. It's enormous. It's a giant big blob of redness coming towards them, and GGU, despite the fact Baron on compLexity, they want to push for it. They're happy to hold.
When you take an inhibitor, it also increases the life of the minions in the side lanes, so they're going to passively push for GGU here, and you're right. They just want to try and stall out, wait for this Baron buff to go away.
Yeah, going to stall it out long again. The inner turret on the top lane is also being shoved. There's a giant creep wave there. They're going up against super minions as well here. They're trying to push in towards the wave that has been cleared out. That inhibitor turret is getting a giant wave. Keep on going towards it, but finally this one will go down, and compLexity going to get an inhibitor of their own, but will it be to the detriment of their own base? You can see they're going to try and back away from this one. The cocoons still keep coming out. There's the inner turret going down, and look at that! They're going to take the inner turret. The inhibitor goes down. The inhibitor turret purely to minions forming their own Baron push.
And now the chase, the TF ultimate did go off, but he's not going to use it for any Messiah play. There he goes. Down bottom. He's going to try and split push with the Lichbane.
He's going in towards it. He has got that Lichbane. He should be able to put a lot of damage down towards this inhibitor. He's like, no, I don't need to do it because the minions are going to do it for me. They have to deal with the top lane because their super minions are all pushing onto Ed. So normal minions, it feels like super minions, there's that many of them. And the rest of GGU, they're coming around the side. Can they catch on towards Loud Immortus? They're going to try and throw the cocoon out the side. The shock blast comes in. They do get the cocoon down, but look how tanky he is. They can't do a damn thing to him. Now we can see Jintei. He's down the bottom. They're going to keep on shoving through.
The TF play I was looking for right there would have been a Messiah-style teleport near compLexity and throw off a stun, then an instant Zanya's to try and keep them away from the minion wave that was already split pushing for them. Jintei actually goes bottom and pulls out after, so they aren't able to get down that inhibitor. compLexity able to get the Baron trade and then answer with an inhibitor, so they come out slightly ahead in this in-game trade, but they did lose that bottom turret as well. So 2 exposed inhibitors for compLexity means that they're open to split pushing by that Lichbane TF.
But turrets by the numbers gives it to GGU. 9-5 in turrets. That big Nexus turret going down. That's a big important one. Them things never going to grow back, unfortunately. It's a 1,000 gold difference, or 800 gold if you're going to get technical. But 42 minutes into this game, the next big fight will be the killer, will be the difference. Baron buff just worn off for compLexity. It's all square once again.
Nintendo trying to get a dragon for his team. He's lacking here. Look at that level 14 jungle. Compared to the lowest level, only the support is low on compLexity. Everyone else is level 18, and then we got Nick Wu at 17. So they have the experience advantage, and Loud Immortus is going to get caught again by a TF ult.
Oh, he's going to try and dash away, but the flash stun card comes out. There's the cocoon. You're not going to get away from this one. Or will he? The hammer comes out, and Sonny Brunchu comes around the side. That AD carry you have to be so scared about. Oh, and he just gets saved. They realize they might be able to get this one. Will we see a flash cocoon coming out from the Nintendo Dex? He doesn't want to go for it. He's going to keep throwing those spiders out. The rest of Good Game University claps around. You're going to see the cocoon up towards Nick Wu. It lands. They come back in. They try and put the damage down, but look how tanky he was. There was not a lot of damage that followed it through.
GGU gets scared off at the last second there. They aren't able to finish off Loud Immortus. They didn't think the last one would land, and so they don't follow it up. He's got home guard boots, instantly back to full life, and they can't push in on those inhibitors.
And the thing is, they surely realize there's no turret there. They're running to nothingness here. It would be a straight up fight, but they just didn't want to risk it.
They're really looking for the late game plays here. They have Don't Match Me completed his Blade of the Ruined King, so he's looking to burn down anyone in sight. Even if it turns out to be Loud Immortus, he can shred right through that super tanky Shen.
Yeah, and that seemed to be that he wasn't there. We do see the repel coming out from Nintendo, goes in towards the Wraiths, and the ping goes down. They're not going to get towards the Dragon. It's not there. Brunchy will be checking it nevertheless. And the top lane, Loudermorn is back up there again, and this time Don't Match Me. There's no way you're going to shove against that. Look at the speed and the power of those cannons.
Yeah, that rapid fire Tristana doing a lot of work. You see the crits were actually only 894, I believe, on the last one on that minion. Need to see some thousands. Let's see some 4-digit.
See some 4-digit action. Meanwhile, this bottom lane, they're shoving in. They want to get the inner turret. Don't Match Me going aggressive on Loudermorn. This is the fight you were talking about. Can he get away from this one? No, Bloodwater comes in. Oh, they're giving up the bottom lane, though. Loudermorn does get taken down, but the inner turret's going to go down in the bottom. Is it going to be enough? Can they keep on pushing through?
I was just talking about how we can see the Tristana shred Shen right there, and you saw the lifesteal. He wasn't even going down right there. Loudermorn's way too overconfident, and Jinte, again, the TF ultimate trumping the Shen ultimate. He comes in with the stun, so Loudermorn has no way to get out.
No way to get away from this one. Chupa is trying to clear out, but they are in a 4-on-5 situation with a 44-second spawn timer, and that's surely going to give the impetus to GGU to push towards that Baron that's going to be up in 16 seconds, or will they just go straight up mid for the inhib?
This game is showing that these teams deserve to be tied because this is extremely long, very back and forth game. Still, anyone's game. It's even 44 minutes in. It looks like GGU are going to try and force this Baron right here, and compLexity want to fight it.
They see the ward, they do get spotted, and we're going to see MIA just coming onto the bottom of the screen. Will he go in? There's going to be the ultimate coming out from Nick Wu. Will it be enough to get in there? No. They're going to see the Baron go down, and GGU, are they going to fight this? They're going to have to. The crescendo is still available. They're going to get caught out. He goes down before he goes down. Nick Wu now going to get caught on. GGU collapsing all over them. It's 4 members down. You can see Brunchy. He's going to get caught on. The Stand United comes out. The Shadow Dash. Loudermorn dashes into nothingness. He's left on his own. Brunchy, can they get on towards Nintendo next? He backs away from it. One more hit comes out from Nick Wu. He's going to go down. Loudermorn, the jump comes out from Don't Match Me. He gets absolutely stomped, and it's going to be a perfect 8 for Good Game University. It's going to be compLexity bottom of the table, and Good Game University go 5-12 in the league with victory finally over their opponents after 45 minutes.
Late game, Tristana right there doing so much work. Don't Match Me got all the resets, and compLexity went a little bit too far towards that Baron. Loudermorn was waiting to get up. He had only 5 seconds left till he respawned, and then he could use his ultimate. They were all dead by the time he got there, though. Tough break for compLexity.